Hey there friends, it's Simone. I'm here to share a Happy Mail package from my friend Jamie that just arrived in the mail. I don't know when. I wasn't here, but I'm curious to see what she sent because she's been talking about this forever. And I just glimpsed at the ink samples that she sent and I have no idea what they are. And there was also other stuff inside that I'm like, what? Okay, so I asked her if she would be willing to purchase the Colorverse San Francisco Pen Show Ink 2025, which is called San Francisco Fog. And then she put together 8 samples that she thought I might like. And I'm not really sure how we even got talking about this whole thing, but it might be chromo shading inks that would be working well in Pilot Parallel nibs, but that could also be completely wrong. I'm going to swatch these, so we will figure out if that's exactly what we were talking about. And then she included this, and this is a Ranga pen body, but there is a Schaefer nib on this, and I'm intrigued. I have no idea. She didn't say much about the pen itself, like how this whole situation came to be. I actually really like the cracked ice resin, to be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of those, but this one looks really good. It says Schaefer, a giant and smooth nib for some flair, but it still doesn't explain the body. So Jamie, if you're watching this, I would be really curious about the rest of the story of this pen. And I think I'm going to dip test this as well. And then this is a notebook. It's Ayush paper. I have not heard about this paper, but it's really thick. Maybe I'll use some of my I don't want to waste the paper. Some of my fountain pens, but I've been thinking about taking notebooks on my backpacking trips that are upcoming, and I said this because I did not take a journal or a pen with me on my very first one, and it felt weird. I didn't have anything to do, but I had so many thoughts that I would have loved to capture at least part of those. So I think I'm going to repurpose all of my field note sized journals for this. But this is Ayush paper, and this is from Tono Bookbinding and Leatherwork. They usually come to the San Francisco Pen Show. That's where I've seen them. I think that they've also been to the Pacific Northwest, maybe even Los Angeles shows, California Pen Show, maybe. Not sure, but like the West Coast around San Francisco is where they usually show up. And then this was included as well, which is a Kuretake Gansai Tambi set. These ones we'll see how far we get with this, but the most important thing, or the thing that I'm here today to do, and then maybe we'll tack on the other stuff into a snippets from my desk video at some point. I'm here for the swatches, and let's pull them out. Let's grab. I have to empty this out and put it away first. So we have 8 ink samples. I love how she packaged all of this stuff. Super cool. So we are here is how you determine whether you want to stay or not. Kaku Pistachio. So is this the ink brand Kaku? Not sure. And then there's Kaku Haika no Gray. Then we have Tono and Limbs, I'm sorry to say this, but... And then we have Backpack Ink, Rome Purple. I have never heard of Backpack Ink. I don't think I have heard of Kaku. Or maybe I'm not, maybe they have a different name that I'm not familiar with, but these are all inks that I've never heard of. Backpack Ink, London Navy. Kaku, Making Friends. I'm going to keep them together by brand. Tono and Limbs, Yamada Diagonal. And then Tomo and Limbs, Bechorium. Is this maybe the... from Bechori, the class, maybe? I really... Jamie, fill me in with all the information. This is all super unfamiliar to me. So, 8 inks, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the colors, I mean, we've seen this. It's 9. So 3 per row. Then I can test the pen over here. That should work. I am using 3 items for my swatching. A pipette to pick up the ink and drop a drop on here. This amazing Swink by my friend Wendy Sue, Frankenpen News. She uses cut-offs, or she used cut-offs from fountain pen making, and then smoothed them out and sealed them with resin. There we go. That's so I can make this super cool dot, and then I'm using my brass Kakimori dip nib to write the ink name. That's all I'm using for swatching. It's the easiest for me and my preferred method, so I'm not going to change that around. Let's move this a little over here so I can use another tool. This is an Inkapet. This is an octopus or Inktopus, and it holds the ink vials really well. It goes down very deeply so they don't fall over. That's why I like this specific one. So, Kaku Pistachio. This one is a super stiff pipette. This one is thinner. I think I'm going to use that one here. And I just went on a trip and I took this ink journal with me as well. Yeah, when you're in the desert, there's a small thin layer of dust settling on everything. So now it all feels like there is grainy stuff on the paper. It's not cool. Do not recommend. Blotting paper. This is pistachio. I have a writing board underneath, so that might be why it feels so hard to write on. If I remove it, it's softer, so maybe I should do that. I was afraid of bleed through, but usually I'm not really that concerned about it, so I just should not be. Let's wipe off the edge here. Okay. It's very light, very yellow. I'm gonna remove the writing board. This one. I like it better this way, and then if it bleeds through, that's just, oh, I could put something underneath. Let me see if I used to have A5 size blotting paper. I can just use this one. So that works. It's also grainy. That's the word. Then I can use this clip to clip the paper in there. Perfect. So, Kaku Haikano Gray. I am using a really minimal amount of ink. I've learned that there's usually enough here to make quite a nice circle. This is a blue, purple-based gray, I believe. That's at least the first impression that I'm getting from it. No, and then is this gray. Have you used any of these inks before? If you have, leave comments down below and let me know your experience, what colors you have tried, how they perform in your pens. Again, I have not ever Kaku making friendship. I have not ever used these inks before. I have used Tono and Limbs, but not backpack ink nor Kaku ink. And Jamie, please let me know where you find those inks. I just recently purchased some ink bottles from, now my brain is gone, from Vanessa, and I'm always falling back on the same ones. I know that Vanessa now carries Tono and Limbs. This is a blue-based, green-leaning gray. This is a red-leaning gray. I always fall back on the same ones. So what brands did I buy? Colorverse. I bought Wearingool. Not to say that they are not good inks or that you shouldn't buy them, but like sometimes trying but then maybe that's what samples are for, trying the unknown and then going for bottles for the known stuff. But then I'm not a very cute, fun ink friend to have, because I will never be able to supply people with the cool stuff. I will always go to the traditional ink routes, and you're like, okay, well, I have heard of Waterman Tender Purple for a gazillion times now. It's cool that you sent me that sample. These are so different, and they're both, I would say this is a gray. I'm not sure what do you see when you look at this ink? Let me know. Yeah, sometimes I wish I were more like my friends who are, oh, this is a new ink brand, let me get 15 bottles of this. I'm more like, I have tried a sample of this, I still like it. So, oh yeah, I also bought Diatramentis ink. So, no, I didn't buy a Waterman ink. What did I buy? I bought Wearingool, I bought Colorverse, I bought Diatramentis. That's 3 different ones. Did I buy a diamond ink? Not sure, but like, you get the picture. I'm going with the tried and true. This is cute. This reminds me of Colorverse San Francisco Bay. This is Fog, and the other one is Bay. Okay. And I have not had great success with San Francisco Gray. San Francisco Bay from Colorverse. But I think that's a me problem and not... Oh, this is Tono and Limbs. I remember that Bichori has 2 inks, a green one. No, this is brown. Okay. I felt like they went well with each other, and like when they bled into each other. Yamada Diagonal. but maybe I'm completely off with this this train of thought here, and it's something completely different. Could be too. This is a teal, light teal, blue-green, turquoise. I would categorize this under teal, actually. And there's some yellow bits and pieces drying right now, or at least that's what it feels like. Maybe I might also be totally off. Now I need to make a really big circle because this ink title is called I'm Sorry But, and that is going to be quite hard to fit around a small circle. Oh, I love this. Oh my gosh, is this beautiful. I'm sorry, but this is a great color, man. So lovely. Okay, I'm just gonna write T and L, otherwise I won't be able to fit it here. T and L. I'm sorry to say this, but ... Oh, it's drying really much muddier and swampier than when it first went down. It looked very bright olive, but now it's swampy. There is these yellow brownish undertones, and then this one is Bichorium. I just recently received some new Benu pens, and I was thinking that maybe I can put one of these inks into those pens. So that's why I'm curious. That's why I wanted to swatch these right away. Oh, and also I have decided that I'm not keeping swatches in my anymore until I'm actually... What is this color? This is hoo-ha. It looks almost blood red, then it's drying green. That's an odd one. It reminds me of another ink that is really giving me the yuck, is Diamine Autumn Oak. I know that it's a fan favorite, so many people love it, but there is this green tinge to the orange that makes it look like bloody. I don't have a problem with writer's blood, even though it's in the name, but that one looks purple. But yeah, T and L, Tono, T, and even more when I'm writing with it. There's this red bloody undertone, Bichorium. I actually like it more when I'm writing. I don't feel this weird feeling, even though it, to me, black light blood situation type of thing. I don't know. It's interesting, but it might not be for me. So yeah, I have promised myself that I will not keep samples that I receive from friends in the drawer forever. And so one of the things that I think will help is to swatch them right away after receiving, and then maybe in my next, either when I'm inking a pen in between, or when I'm inking a new pen, as I have the opportunity to ink 2 new pens. That is exactly, I want to pick one of those inks here for those new Benus. So when I'm filming those, I will take one of them, but I might actually, this is beautiful, backpack ink. Now I need to Google what they are, but it dries really lovely. Oh, and it also reminds me quite a bit of Twilight from Diamine. Okay, this is... Navy. Oh, I usually capitalize the London Navy, the ink brand, and then write in lower letters the rest, the ink name, but seems like I'm not consistent. And that's okay. We're not going to rip out the page, hike to Mordor, and come back and try again. No, we are accepting our flaws and calling this whimsical charm. That's what we're calling this now. So just in case you need a name for your mess ups, it's whimsical charm. Okay. I've been looking for a purple, and I actually went, I don't know. This is kind of tender purple material here. Not sure. I've been looking for a purple, and I went with Alexander Hamilton, but this one is even darker, Rome purple. Okay, now that I know that I wanted to capitalize it, I can't not. Rome purple. I will pull out the little, and dip and just scribble next to these, the ones that I just talked about. This is bluer now. I will pull out Twilight. I want to see tender purple next to this. And then here I want to see the San Francisco Bay. This one actually reminds me of Earl Grey from Diamine. And then the last one that we have is San Francisco Fog. Okay. Did you unfold the box, put it in, fold it again, and then open it? What are these? How is this working again? Hold, please. Okay. And then last one is San Francisco Bay. Oh, this seems to, when I look at it from here, it might actually have a really green, intense green sheen to it. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Now, I've seen this swatch quite a few times on YouTube. The people that I follow have already swatched all of this ink. But I'm curious to see how it compares. This reminds me of Pilot Iroshizuku Fuyushogun. Is that what it's called? Yes. So I guess I'm going to put a sample swatch next to it. Color. Verse. Yep. I actually used a V instead of a San Francisco Fog. And I think this is bluish based. I don't know. So quickly, let's pull out the ink bottles that I thought of when I talked about these. That was Fuyu Shogun. Unfortunately, my trash can is right in front. So, Writer's Blood, Twilight, and yes, the San Francisco. Where is it though? Right here. Well, from the swatch it looks darker. So I'm just gonna dip my dip pen in here and then put a scratchy sample right next to the sample that I made with my swatch tool. This is SFB. I think this is greener, this is bluer. I don't know what what do you think? If I look at this, it's not the same, or even it's similar. I think it's similar in tone, like lightness, but more different than I thought it would be. And then Earl Grey, I thought was close to the Haika no Grey. This is Diamond. Nope. This is a lot redder than the Earl Grey from Diamond. I'm surprised because I thought that this was... Nope, it's not it. Huh, interesting. I don't... There's an ink that I'm thinking of right now when I'm looking at the pistachio, and that is an ink that I received in an ink flight, and that was Krishna, Cassia Flora. Oops, so sorry. But actually, it reminded me a little bit of Cassia Flora, but I think it's closer. Hey, how many times is this going to happen now? To Krishna Bamboo Shoots, actually. Or a mix of those, both of those inks. I don't think there's any other. Nope, the gut green is too green. Yeah, interesting. Then I don't really think of anything when I look at this. There's a lot of these green swampy colors. The one that I currently have inked is more olive. That is Diamond Safari. I don't have anything that is close to this one at all, and it dried really nicely, actually. Like, if I can bear writing with this color, I think it would be a really nice color in a pen that is similar width to this dip nib. So then Twilight. Too much ink on here to be able to see anything. This is bluer in general. I think this is darker in the hue, especially if you have a pen that isn't like dumping down the ink on the pen. I actually thought about putting this into the Benu, but Benu nibs for me. I don't want to step on anybody's toes because I know that we all have different experiences with pens and inks. Benu pens tend to be more wet for me. And so if I wanted to see a little bit of nuance in this color, it probably wouldn't be a good choice for the Benu. But that's what I have been thinking, actually. I wanted to use... I might be going with the Bichorium, which is surprising. That's not an ink color that I would be gravitating towards. And then just to have a comparison, yeah, there's sheen on this. This is Tender Purple. It's less red, for sure. It dries down really nicely. There's not a lot of sheening in the writing, which I like. I don't, if there's like a little halo around the edges, that I'm totally okay with that, but I don't like inks that completely overpower the whole writing experience. And then the last one, I wanted to put the Fuyu Shogun to see what that looks like. Alrighty, clean. Yeah, yes. And then here. Okay, I am completely, my brain is not remembering things correctly, as we can all see. So, total mess here. Let me grab my tester ink, which is Watermelon Tender not tender, Watermelon Serenity Blue, and I am, how low am I on this? Well, halfway through, so I still have quite a bit to go. Let's try this out and see how this works. And if you've been seeing this around, I would love to hear more about this, because this looks super fantastic to me. I find this super fascinating. So this is a Franken. Oh, there's a K missing, Frank. And I don't think I've dipped it enough. Franken, there we go. Pen. This is a Ranga. I don't know what Ranga. Pen model. Pen body. With Schaefer nib section. Wow, it's broad. Did you tune this yourself? Because we actually met in person at the San Francisco Pen Show, the nib grinding workshop, which I actually cannot recommend. So please save your money. I don't think it's worth it. If you have the opportunity to go to a different pen show, try and see if you can find someone else who does grinding workshops, or try by yourself. And what did she write? Giant and smooth nib for some flair. I think, though, you saw me having a little bit of trouble. I think this pen has a definite, like, the angle needs to be, has a definite sweet spot. Smooth nib. Flair. Yeah, it is actually true. It's very stiff. So it might be, and look, it's wet in any direction. Super broad, super bold, super lovely. This is fun. So, yeah, see, it needs to be at a certain angle. Thank you so much for this awesome happy mail. I really enjoy it. I can't wait to put some of these inks into pens. Oh, also, does this take regular international standard size cartridges? Let me know. I'm like completely Schaefer non-expert, like the opposite of an expert. Complete, I don't know anything about those pens. I really enjoy this ink selection. I can't wait to use them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Maybe you were able to journal alongside me or swatch some inks yourself. Swatching inks is such a calming experience for me. And you might think it is counterproductive when I film myself, but I'm just talking off the top of my head, and it feels like we're sitting here and having a conversation about something that I love so much, like this ink, when in real life, I don't really have any people here who would be able to do that with me. And so, you know, just having this calming, settling experience. Talking to you is always so much fun to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a fun time as well. I will see you next time. Until then, bye.